A video has gone viral on social media claiming that skin cancer is relatively a new disease we are suffering since last 60 years.
Skin cancer is a relatively new phenomenon in the last 60 years or so, and yet our ancestors for hundreds of years have been living outdoors, working outdoors, and they didn't get skin cancer. It's a new phenomenon.
NewsMeter contacted Dr. Dinesh to debunk the claim, and he said,
Not really. There are multiple angles to it. Now, again, if you look at skin cancer, it's one broad term. Now, you have multiple cancers of the skin under it. It could be basal cell carcinoma, it could be squamous cell carcinoma, it could be the melanoma. Now, generally, there are various reasons also for it. It could be the sunlight, it could be the chemicals you're exposed to, it could be a genetic history, or it could be the melanin in your skin also, genetic conditions. And now, with regards to sunlight, we Indians as such, we are genetically protected because of our dark skin. And that itself is a good protection for us from skin cancer. Now, if you look at the Caucasian skin, their skin does not contain melanin. And that's the reason when a Caucasian goes out in the sun, they find it difficult to tan. The tanning booths are very, very common in the Western culture because they do not tan so easily. They do not have pigment in the skin. But whereas they end up having sunburn, or they end up having skin cancers because the melanin is not there, the skin is not protected. Whereas we Indians, we have melanin in our skin, which naturally protects us from the adverse events of the sun. But this melanin also becomes much more in numbers when we expose ourselves to the sun. That's the reason we Indians, we tan very easily. We get darker faster, but we don't get sunburns that commonly, or even skin cancers. So that is one thing. The second, so we Indians are protected as such. Now, the second angle to this is basically, yes, we used to, in the past, we were much more less clothed than what we are these days. We are much more clothed, and we are more indoors than compared to the past generation, or the people in India many centuries or decades back. But the issue here is basically the lifespan of the individuals also has increased. Now, if you look at cancers as such, generally the cancer detection or the rates are much higher. One of the reasons being that the life expectancy is higher now in Indians. So it's not necessary that skin cancers are in vogue only from the last 60 years or so. They have been in place, but we have better detection techniques these days. They are diagnosed much earlier, they're treated much earlier, and also since the life expectancy has gone higher, the incidences is pretty high. But yes, definitely, I would say the exposure to chemicals, like for example arsenic and other things, increases. So humans as such are coming more in contact with such things. So it would be probably on rise compared to what we had many centuries ago. But these are the factors. It's not like nothing else. And definitely, we Indians are still at a lower risk compared to the Western world in terms of skin cancer. I had a short stint in the UK, so we used to have cancer clinics there. So almost everybody who walks in, we used to screen them for skin cancers. It was very common. Whereas in India, it's not very common to pick up a skin cancer in Indians.